Hello there, folks. This is Bob here at Sorrento Hill. Sweat rolling off my brow. Who'd have thought? January 8th? I think 9th, something like that. I lose track after a while. At any rate, I'm out here. I think I'm going to have to shed my flannel shirt. It's warm. I'm sweating out here. Look at pictures from a year ago, and we had snow on the ground. So I guess I'll take this. So what I'm doing today, you can see behind me a little framework there. What I'm doing today is finally, I've started the project of putting underpinning under the house. And I'll show you real quick what I'm doing here, or slow. You know how it goes. All right, well, I start out with, I go along to wherever I'm going to be putting it, and I make sure it's good and level. I'm going to have to do some grading work there to take down that little hump. But make sure it's good and level under there. And then I take one of these pressure treated 2x4s and I put down there, get me a good reference. And then I measure from the sill plate, or the joist, rim joist of a house, sill plate, whichever you want to call it. I measure from there down to my 2x4 at the points where I'm going to be putting my studs. I'm putting them at 16-inch intervals. And then I measure how long it needs to be, because I got a little bit of a slope. Although the ground is fairly level between piers. I did that intentionally. So, and then of course I have to subtract 1.5 inches because of that piece I'm going on. I didn't do that once and had on this one, and I had to take it apart and cut 1.5 inches off each of these. And then I'll take this wall section and I'll put it down in here. I'll nail it up on the sill plate, use a couple tap cons to tie it into the piers. And then I've got house wrap that I put on it. And then what I'm using to cover it is this, these are first cuts, red cedar first cuts. It looks rather rustic. This is the first slab they take off at the sawmill before they start using it to make boards. And of course they'll do that on all 4 sides of it to get a nice square cant to work with for cutting the boards. Well, they have no use for these, so they bundle these up, and they're approximately 1,500 pounds per bundle, and then they sell them. They used to go for $20 and they couldn't get rid of them, so they dropped the price to $10. And I bought 2 loads of them so far, and I'll be going back to get another load so I have enough to finish out. This is leftover stuff from doing my raised garden beds. But here's, you've got about 4 of these, and of course they're tapered, so you put the fat end on one end and then the skinny end down here and alternate. But I think it gives a nice rustic look, and it fits in well with the theme of the house. It makes it look kind of organic, and it's really cost effective, because if you've priced metal or faux brick or anything like that, even T11 siding or some kind of treated wood to put up, that stuff's expensive. And this is the Eastern Red Cedar. It's fairly rot resistant. It's off the ground, and I'm already doing some grading, but anyway, the way things slope here, and with the overhangs that I've got on my roof, I don't get rain right up close to the house. So even when out here the ground is wet from rain, up here it's fairly dry. So that's my project today. Well, I had to go get my stapler. Can't put house wrap up without a stapler. And thought I'd show you this. That's the second window, the one on the south wall of the guest bedroom. So now I have all my windows in on the lower part of the house. All I have left to do is those up there, as I get the money to do it. And there it is with a house wrap. I thought I was recording it, but I had my phone on photo instead of video, so all I got was one picture. So anyways, and you'll notice that may seem like a different kind of house wrap. Most of the time we buy house wrap from like Lowe's and Home Depot. Well, this is what they sell at Menards. It's a Block-It house wrap by Kimberly Clark, and this is $18.99 for 3 foot wide by 100 foot roll. And at Home Depot, their house wrap with the Home Depot marks and logos and everything on it is $38.99 for the same stuff. So this is what I'm using. And just to give you an example of why this underpinning is so important, putting that house wrap on was a pain in the neck. We got a front coming in and it's very windy. You can see it in the trees dancing around up there. And there's enough breeze coming underneath the house because there's no underpinning around it, that it was a pain in the neck putting this this house wrap on. So it's going to make a real difference in keeping this place warm and cool too, because it won't have the hot summer air blowing under it. All right. Now what I'm doing for putting these in, I've got a little spacer under there so it's not right on the ground, but I'm covering between the midpoint of each of my piers, which is where my sill joists come together, and that way you won't see the concrete blocks. I thought that would give it a nice look. And then these are galvanized nails. Go along and nail it in, and then what I'll do, so I'll know where my board is that I'm nailing, is I'll just go ahead and make me a mark. This one's easy. You know, I'm making pencil marks on my house, but it'll be all right. Way I know where to line my nails up as I get up to the top. Here it's pretty easy. And there, it's in. And then the next one, you put the fat end down there and the skinny end down here until I get them all the way covered. And then I'll have my second one done, and I'll only have 16 more to go. Number 2 done. So I step back here without tripping, I hope, and take a look at it. Zoom out a little. What do you think about that? So that's what it's going to be like all the way around the house. I think my next one is going to be right here because that's a little shorter, and I'm running out of wood. So that'll get underneath our bedroom done, so we won't have cold air blowing under the bedroom. Well, we'll see what more I can get done today. The wind is picking up. I get some rain. I'm not afraid of getting wet, but my saw, it doesn't like getting wet. and I've already broken one. I don't need to break another one. So that may be it for today. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe. Hope you're enjoying our little journey along the way. Like I said, as we get the place looking better. Now I'm gonna have to come up with something to do with all the junk that I've been storing up against the house. So I guess I'm gonna have to build me a shed to put that stuff in. But you think that looks pretty good, doesn't it? And imagine that all the way around the house. Now what I'm gonna do once I've got all this up is I'll get one of those. They sell a kit at Menards for doing the spray foam insulation, and I'm figuring that'll be a good application for spray foam. I thought about using the roll fiberglass stuff, but with it being underneath there and susceptible to critters potentially and the like, and they like to build nests in fiberglass, I thought that spray foam would be a good application there. And since it's a shorter space, I think that'll work out pretty well. So at any rate, there you go. Looking pretty good, and it's cost effective too. And it makes it look like the house just kind of sprouted up out of the ground, doesn't it? Listen, thanks for stopping by. Don't be afraid to get out there and do something you've never done before. I've never done this before, but you know, you can dream it up here. Maybe you can get your hands to do it. And if it doesn't work out well, guess what? You just start over and do something different. But at least you're doing something. You're learning something along the way. So don't be afraid to get out there and do something you've never done before. You may say, well, I've never done that. But in a few hours, you won't ever be able to say that again. This is Bob at Serenity Hill, thanking you for stopping by, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.